Most people don't know that Microsoft saved Apple from bankruptcy. Without Bill Gates writing a $150 million check in 1997, there would be no iPhone, no iPad, no AirPods. The company worth $3 trillion today was 90 days away from disappearing forever. This is the real Apple story. And the part that actually explains everything, almost nobody knows it.
It started with Steve Jobs, Steve Wozniak, and a dream. Wozniak was the genius. He built a computer from scratch that could actually display text on a screen, something almost no one had done before. Jobs saw it and immediately thought, we can sell this. On April 1st, 1976, April Fool's Day, Apple Computer Company was born. Their first product, the Apple I, was sold as a circuit board. No case, no keyboard, no screen, just raw parts. And they sold 200 units. It wasn't glamorous, but it was a start. Then came the Apple II in 1977, and everything changed. This was a real computer. It had a keyboard, a colorful display, games, and people actually wanted it in their homes. By 1980, Apple went public. It was the biggest IPO since Ford in 1956. Steve Jobs, just 25 years old, became worth over $200 million overnight. For a moment, Apple was untouchable. But success made things complicated. Jobs became difficult to work with. Power struggles took over. And in 1985, in one of the most shocking moments in Silicon Valley history, Steve Jobs was fired from his own company.
Without Jobs, Apple drifted. They launched product after product, most of them failures. The Newton, the Pippin, dozens of confusing Mac models nobody asked for. By 1997, Apple had 90 days of cash left. 90 days. And then, Bill Gates appeared on screen at Apple's own conference. The crowd booed. Microsoft, their biggest rival, invested $150 million just to keep them alive. This is the moment most people don't know about. The hidden fact behind the greatest comeback in business history.
Then, Steve Jobs came back. He cut 70% of Apple's products on his first day. He told his team, we are going to make 4 great things. That's it. In 1998, the iMac launched. Colorful, bold, simple. It sold 800,000 units in 5 months. Then, in 2001, the iPod. Then iTunes. Then the iTunes Store. Apple was no longer just a computer company. It was becoming a lifestyle. And then, January 9th, 2007, Jobs walked onto a stage in San Francisco and said, every once in a while, a revolutionary product comes along that changes everything. He held up the iPhone. The world would never be the same.
The iPhone didn't just save Apple, it built a new Apple. App Store, AirPods, Apple Watch, Apple Silicon, services, iCloud. Every product locked you deeper into an ecosystem that was impossible to leave. By 2018, Apple became the first American company to reach a $1 trillion valuation. By 2022, they crossed $3 trillion. From a garage in Los Altos, to college dropouts, a folding table, to the most valuable company in the history of human civilization. Remember that $150 million Microsoft invested to save them? Apple used that money to build a company worth 20,000 times more. That's Apple.